Greetings everyone and welcome to One Player Only, the show where I ramble about and discuss the biggest gaming news that happened in the past week. I still really haven't figured out exactly how I want to run this show on a full-time basis, but I thought, hell, there was a lot of exciting stuff to talk about this week that I didn't discuss, so let's do it. First of all, I think it's fair to say that the biggest stories that were breaking this week were all related to The Last of Us Part 2, but I've discussed all that stuff ad nauseum in two separate videos this week, so feel free to check those out if you're interested. First of all, a new Batman game is being teased over there at WB Montreal, which is of course the team that developed Batman Arkham Origins, which released back on last-gen consoles in 2013. And this new Batman Arkham game seems like it's got something to do with the Court of Owls, which seems to be some kind of villain faction in the Batman universe. I can't say I'm an expert on the Batman comics or universe or anything like that, so I'm honestly not entirely sure what that's all about, but WB Montreal originally had teased the game in their 80-year celebration Batman video they released on Twitter, had a few hints of flashing logos and things like that that had fans talking originally, but then after that they put out another tweet that just says "Capture the Night," which is obviously a super cool catchphrase or slogan for your game. And then that included a Court of Owls logo as well. So it looks like WB Montreal has been working on another Batman game for probably all this time, which is pretty crazy. I have very little experience with the Batman Arkham games, but it's awesome to be getting another one of them. I know they're obviously incredibly popular, they always sell very well, so I guess it also opens a lot of conversation about exactly what Rocksteady's been working on for all these years, because obviously considering their histories with those Arkham games, it's been heavily discussed that are they making another Arkham game? Have they been working on something to do with Batman? And I presume if WB Montreal has been filling that void, then I guess not, right? I suppose Rocksteady has never been working on a Batman game since Arkham Knight came out in 2015. Then what the hell have they been doing? I still think it's likely that they're going to be doing something in the DC universe, because if I'm WB, that's what I'd want them to be doing. They've got obviously an established history with working on those games, and they always perform really well, so I guess doing something like a Justice League game or some crap like that makes sense. But who knows, really, it could be anything else. I hope it's a new IP, honestly. I think that would be the most interesting from them. Regardless, I think at this point, we're likely to see whatever Rocksteady's been working on very early into the next generation of consoles, and then this Court of Owls Batman game will probably come out sometime next year. Hopefully we get a full reveal and a trailer over the next few weeks or so. A few people I saw were speculating that perhaps we'll only get a reveal for this WB Montreal game at the Game Awards, but honestly, if they're planning on revealing that at the Game Awards, then teasing it now via Twitter in September just seems way too soon. We're still, 3 months away, right, from the Game Awards in December? So, seems way too soon to be teasing that. I think that we're going to end up probably waking up one day and seeing this trailer on Twitter, they've posted it, revealed it out of the blue. So, cool beans. Now, we got a fair bit of Modern Warfare stuff to discuss. First of all, at the State of Play, there was a new trailer, a new story trailer, which just had a lot of, I assume to be in-engine cutscene stuff, which obviously looked fantastic. I'm still really looking forward to the story mode. I'm really looking forward to see what Infinity Ward and the Naughty Dog guys over there have been doing. I really hope it's good, and I think it will be good. Still no gameplay though. I've talked about that in the past. Where the hell's the Modern Warfare gameplay footage? Where the hell's the gameplay demo for the campaign? Got no idea where it is. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we see absolutely none of it prior to release, which is interesting. So the trailer looked dope, but other than that, there's been this big controversy and hullabaloo this week about the announcement that the Spec Ops survival mode within Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which is returning, I believe, for the first time since Modern Warfare 3, will be exclusive to PlayStation 4 for 1 whole year. This has been pissing off a lot of people online. Normally I don't fall into the trap of getting outraged at all these kind of controversies that occur in the industry, but this one I think I understand, honestly. It's an absurd portion of time to have such, what I think, or at least assume to be, a pretty meaty mode to be exclusive to a one platform for that period of time, especially considering that Call of Duty, as we all know, is an annualized franchise. So by the time that Xbox PC those platforms get this Spec Ops survival mode, will anyone give two shits about Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Probably not, honestly. We know how quickly these Call of Duty games just seem to come around and go, and then the next one comes again, you know? God knows, Black Ops 4 came out last year, and I don't see any support for that really happening at the moment, honestly. I assume they've released their Season Pass DLC stuff that they always do, but other than that, what else is there to say about it, honestly? This whole timed exclusivity deals with Activision and the Call of Duty franchise is obviously nothing new for the past few years. We've seen that PlayStation platforms, they've kept that deal going where PS4 gets those DLC packs, I think around 30 days early or something like that it is at the moment. So obviously those kind of things, nothing new, but to have this mode, an entire mode, not just a map pack or some crap, an entire mode exclusive for 12 months, really substantial portion of time. Obviously, I think if this had come out and it was just a 30-day exclusivity deal like we're used to, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye, honestly. I don't think anyone would have cared at all. But it's just the fact that it's such a meaty mode, and it's the fact that the portion of time is absurd, that people are pissed, and I get it. Not that I was ever going to probably play this Spec Ops survival mode in Modern Warfare. I don't really care about it, honestly. I have no personal annoyance or stake in the matter itself, but it's frustrating, I totally understand that. And I've seen a lot of people online kind of, I guess, trying to place blame on one particular party, like, oh, let's blame Activision, oh, let's blame Sony for paying Activision, you know? Honestly, that's stupid. There's no one person or party or corporation to blame for this. This announcement is just the product of regular business negotiation in the industry. It's nothing new in that respect. We shouldn't be arguing about who we blame for it. It's just the way it is, and sure, it's a shame, and sure, it sucks. If anything, you blame both of the parties equally. They participate in the transaction, in the deal itself. So it's, I don't know, I don't understand this whole thing about let's blame one or the other. Both of them did it, they both instigated in the transaction, so you should blame both of them equally if you want to place blame on one. So those are the two probably the most substantial stories this week. Other than that, still pretty exciting. We got Death Stranding officially going gold as announced by Hideo Kojima on Twitter. Really exciting. I know that initially when the Death Stranding release date was announced for November a few months back, there was a lot of skepticism that this game would end up meeting that November deadline, especially considering it seems to have been turned around relatively quickly. I mean, in 2016, there was barely any of the game at all. We'd only had that one initial reveal trailer. Hideo Kojima at the time had said that he was still trying to figure out what engine the game was going to run in. Now, 3 years later, the game's gold. It seems to have been made incredibly quickly, and I'm no expert on video game development. I can't say as to exactly how that happened. It seems rather remarkable, though, from my perspective. Congratulations to Kojima Productions and that team over there. I'm really looking forward to playing Death Stranding. I hope it's really cool. I think it will be something quite interesting and unique. And obviously the announcement of core development being completed all but confirms it will absolutely hit its November date. So super stoked for it. It's only a few weeks away now, which is kind of crazy. We also got a new Jedi Fallen Order trailer, and obviously this game coming out at a very similar time to Death Stranding, and November for me, because of those two games in particular, is going to be a super exciting time. I think Jedi Fallen Order looks absolutely fantastic. The trailer once again looks fantastic. We got more insight into the story. Not a whole lot more insight, mind you, but just a little bit more details, getting insight into some of the characters and perhaps some of the locations we'll be visiting. As far as I could tell, most of the planets seem to be new. Of course, we knew previously from E3 that we were visiting Kashyyyk, but I do believe that's the only planet we already know about in the established Star Wars canon that we will be confirmed to be visiting in the game so far. But other than that, we got a bit of a look at the plot, some of the characters like I said, got a look at some new Inquisitors and things like that are coming in from some of the expanded universe material, which is quite cool. And obviously a few more glimpses at some combat stuff. Not a whole lot to say about it, but obviously any time that one of these new trailers comes out for Jedi Fallen Order, I get excited all over again, and I can't wait to play the game in November. God bless you, Respawn, for making a single-player Star Wars game. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Finally, in some minor news, we got the PS Plus announcements for this, or I guess next month, I should say. And they are MLB The Show 19 and The Last of Us Remastered. So that's obviously a cool selection. If you haven't played The Last of Us, I mean, what the hell are you doing? Play the friggin' game, it's amazing. I know it's already sold a substantial portion of copies on PS4, but for that still large portion of the user base who has not played the game yet, it's a cool opportunity for them to finally dive into the game and probably get up to date with the story before part 2 comes out in February. But those were the biggest gaming stories of the week. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let me know what you thought of any of the major stories this week in the comments down below. And please, if you've got any feedback, feel free to leave it. I still have got no idea what the hell I'm doing with this show, this episode thing, one player only thing I'm running on the channel, honestly. I just thought, hey, there's a bunch of news to talk about, let's talk about it in this format. So if you got any suggestions or want me to stop making the show, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll definitely consider everything written there. Other than that, subscribe if you like this crap. I'll see you in the next video. Farewell.